Are we ready to secure our superstar running back for the long haul, or are we repeating the drama of seasons past? Jonathan Taylor has officially confirmed that he and the Indianapolis Colts are in active discussions regarding a second contract extension. This development is massive because it signals a potential shift in how our front office values top-tier playmakers. We really have two things to cover: what the actual update means for his future, and how this sets the tone for the roster. The deeper we dig, the more critical this becomes. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your city below. Let's dive in. Indianapolis Colts star running back Jonathan Taylor is back at the center of contract negotiations as he enters the final year of his current deal, alongside fellow cornerstone Quentin Nelson. Taylor confirmed this Wednesday that he and the team have engaged in serious discussions regarding a second extension, hoping to solidify his status as a Colt for life. Looking back, we recall the turbulence of his 2023 season, which saw a painful hold-in strategy and a difficult public standoff before he finally signed his 3-year, $42 million agreement. Since then, Taylor has proven his durability by logging 1,431 rushing yards in 2024 and an incredible 1,585 yards, with a league-high 20 touchdowns last season. For us longtime supporters, seeing Taylor back in these headlines brings up complicated emotions because we remember how close we came to losing our offensive engine during that reserve PUP list saga. And I'll be straight with you, the financial landscape has shifted drastically since he signed that last pact. With market values for top-tier backs climbing toward the $20 million annual mark set by other stars, the pressure on GM Chris Ballard is palpable. While Taylor holds a strong case, the organization also faces a complex reality where his potential 2027 franchise tag would cost $18.67 million, a figure that is significantly more manageable than the tag price for Quentin Nelson. We are left to wonder if the front office is willing to match the market standard for a player with 1,551 career carries, or if this negotiation will remain a quiet, drawn-out chess match throughout the summer. Can the Colts bridge this gap before the season opener? The most striking reality of this contract situation is that the Colts actually hold a massive under-the-radar advantage because of the 2027 franchise tag rules. While Jonathan Taylor has been vocal about wanting to remain a Colt for life, the front office is clearly weighing the wear and tear of a back who logged a league-high 323 carries last season against the massive cost of retaining other core pieces like Quentin Nelson. Here is where it gets interesting because Indianapolis is essentially operating with a safety net that simply did not exist during the messy 2023 hold-in when Taylor started on the reserve PUP list. Back then, the relationship between the star running back and ownership was fractured, but today, both sides seem to be approaching these discussions with a level of professional stability that was entirely absent 2 years ago. With the salary cap climbing significantly since recent deals for other veteran backs, Taylor is aiming for that elite financial tier. Yet the team knows they have exclusive negotiating rights until March 2027. Behind closed doors, Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen are likely balancing Taylor's undeniable production of 1,585 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns against the historic trend of how quickly a running back's value can plummet once they hit the age of 30. They are playing a long game, keeping the door open for a deal while remaining fully prepared to use the tag if the numbers do not align with their internal projections. It is a calculated move to ensure this offense stays explosive without jeopardizing our financial flexibility for the coming years. Now that we have covered the details of the negotiations, let us shift our focus to what this news means for the road ahead. And honestly, this is the most critical juncture of the summer for the franchise because the stability of our offense rests on keeping our centerpiece players content and focused. With Jonathan Taylor and Quentin Nelson both entering contract years, Chris Ballard has a massive juggling act to perform that directly impacts our salary cap flexibility. If we secure Taylor now, we avoid the distraction of the franchise tag and ensure our lead back remains fully committed after his 1,585-yard season. This move stabilizes the depth chart, allowing Shane Steichen to maintain the physical identity that defines our rushing attack. This is vital when we look at our upcoming slate of games, particularly against division rivals who are currently retooling their own rosters. By settling this early, we prevent the kind of hold-in drama that marred the 2023 season, ensuring Taylor is ready for every snap against key AFC opponents. A resolved contract provides a clear path for us to compete for the division title, as it keeps the core of our unit intact while other teams struggle to retain their top talent. Our playoff chances rely on consistency, and having our primary offensive engine settled allows the rest of the team to focus entirely on game preparation. With the cap rising and the market for running backs evolving, managing these extensions wisely is the difference between a championship window staying open or closing shut before we reach the postseason hunt. Keeping our cornerstone players in Indianapolis is the smart move to maintain our competitive edge. Securing Jonathan Taylor long-term offers the Colts a chance to lock in a proven workhorse who produced 1,585 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns last season. His unique ability to sustain high volume while remaining a consistent focal point of our offense is rare, and keeping him ensures stability for our backfield under owner Carly Gordon. The primary risk, however, is the inherent volatility of the running back position. With 1,551 career carries, the physical toll is mounting, and allocating massive financial resources to a back entering his late 20s can often handicap a roster's long-term flexibility. Here's what people are missing regarding the market dynamics. According to ESPN.com's Stephen Holder, these talks are active, yet the league is watching closely to see if younger players like Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs set a new ceiling for compensation before Taylor finalizes his own deal. While analysts point to recent mega deals for players like Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey as a roadmap, I suspect those comparisons might be slightly overblown given the shifting economic landscape and the specific wear and tear Taylor has endured. The way I see it, while keeping Taylor as a priority, GM Chris Ballard must balance the sentimental value of a Colt for life against the cold reality of the franchise tag, which remains a safer, more pragmatic path for the front office. If we overpay for past production, we risk compromising the cap room needed to keep Quentin Nelson or other core pieces of this roster happy. We need to be measured, calculated, and focused on sustainable winning rather than just satisfying a single contract request. When you combine these contract negotiations with the long-term roster strategy, a clear picture emerges regarding the future stability of our organization under owner Carly Gordon and general manager Chris Ballard. The Colts are currently navigating a delicate balancing act as they look to secure the core of this team before the season kicks off. We are witnessing a shift where the franchise is prioritizing its proven pillars, with Jonathan Taylor and Quentin Nelson serving as the primary anchors for Shane Steichen. And here's why that's a big deal. By locking in these key veterans, we ensure that our offensive identity remains intact while providing a foundation for sustained success in a competitive league. As Indianapolis Colts fans, we should feel optimistic about this direction because it signals that the front office recognizes the value of keeping top-tier talent in the building, even as the market for running backs reaches historic highs. While the potential for a 2027 franchise tag gives the team some leverage, the push to sign a long-term deal shows a commitment to rewarding the production we saw from Taylor's 1,585 rushing yards last year. We are seeing a mature approach to salary cap management that avoids the pitfalls of short-sighted roster turnover. Looking at the two cornerstone players discussed today, if you had to choose between prioritizing a long-term extension for Jonathan Taylor or ensuring Quentin Nelson remains on the roster at any cost, which of these two would you choose to sign first? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. For the shoe, I'll see you in the next one.